Hello everyone, this is Debbie Happy Cohen here with Joy Based Living, and today I have three strange kind of M words coming to my mind. Minimization, misogyny, and a microphone. That's just really weird, I know. So minimization, I work with a lot of people who lead other people, and they have a tendency, the people they're leading have a tendency to minimize their voices, to minimize what it is that they're doing that's awesome, or a testimonial about a product, or about their own results from something. There's a tendency to minimize. Oh, it wasn't that great. Oh, it's not that important, or whatever. And when you're leading people, you want them to feel really great about their results, and you want them to brag about their results. And so the minimizing really doesn't do anybody any good. And the leaders that I actually work with are ones who I've trained and I've been working with to help them make their voices louder, to end their, what I'm going to call a battle. For them, it wasn't a battle, it was just denial and avoidance. But when I challenged them with it, it was a little battle within of, oh, wait a minute, I don't know if I can do this. My hair isn't good, or my background isn't good, or whatever. And it led me to thinking about misogyny, which I will confess I didn't even know what that meant until a couple of years ago when I was doing a speech at a women's march. And it's funny that I didn't know that, because I come from an Iraqi Jewish family. I'm a first generation American. You'd think I would have known that word. But, I'm not really into bashing patriarchy. I'm just aware that if a bunch of women are sitting at a table and a man walks in and starts speaking, the attention will go to the man. The studies have been shown about this. And I think at this stage, we can't blame men for that. I think I would like to see more women take responsibility for speaking up more and not minimizing their experience, their feelings, their needs, their desires for themselves, but also for the world. And I don't mean in some feminist bashing kind of way. I just mean in like, hey, this is what I see as possible. Or, here are some things that might really work for you, that could really help change your life. Whether it's an art class or a healing product, or, or a coaching session, whatever it is, to speak up and say, hey, I see this thing is available that can help you. Or here's simply what I need, and learning how to get better at doing that. But I think the only way that we're going to get better at doing that is by actively doing it and educating ourselves and learning different techniques and different ways of speaking. I love two books. I mention them all the time. One of them is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss, and the other one is The Queen's Code by Alison Armstrong. And I only mention them for people who really have a lot of goodness in themselves and just want to be better communicators. People could use those same materials to be very manipulative and mean and whatever. But I think that's another reason that sometimes people don't pick up these really great tools. But that's like saying, well, I'm not going to use a knife because it can kill people. So, I think we got to get smarter and better and sharpen our ability to connect and communicate. So I want to end with this. I want to add one more piece to it. If you are a normal, regular person, overcoming those fears and ending minimization by like using a microphone and speaking up more, it will probably just take some, pep talks, confidence building, positive thinking, that kind of thing, join Toastmasters, whatever. But if you are somebody, and this is good for you if you're a leader, to know this, to recognize this in your people. If you're somebody who has had severe relationship trauma, if you have what's known as CPTSD, CPTSR, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, I don't think it's a disorder, I think it's a response, which I'm starting to call SHIT, stressful, hidden, invisible trauma. If you're suffering from that, Asking you to pick up a microphone is like asking another person to jump out of an airplane and fly down with a parachute. That speaking out loud and letting other people actually hear your voice will terrify you as badly as jumping out of an airplane might be for a regular person. So I'm putting it to you that way because I don't want you to see yourself as somebody who's broken. I want you to see yourself as, well, let me see if I can live into that challenge. Now, let me add something to that. The more you do it, the easier it's going to get. The more you do it, the more authentic you're going to become. In the beginning, it might take some accountability from somebody else. It might take some cajoling. It might take some convincing. Or you might have some inner work to do first. But I hesitate to say that because people who are suffering from those things are... I bet if we all got together and wrote an excuse manual, it would be like twice the size of the Bible. I mean, we can come up with excuses like nobody else in the universe. So if you sense that that's you, then hold yourself to a date or get yourself a coach or speak to your team leader or do something to say, you know what, this is important. I want to commit to 5 times this month, or I want to take my voice to the next level. I want to be heard. I want to be seen. I want my expression in the world to matter. So that's about all I have for you today. Life is like a box of chocolates. You're never going to know what you're going to get. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video.